A very special welcome to you to this annual gathering put on by the St. Lucia Olympic Committee, in which we bring all our affiliates together, member federations, and the members of the local media to signal what is the start of our year's activities, and also I'm sure the President will be taking some time to look at the year 2013. We're happy that you've been able to join us again. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of the Honourable Minister, Honourable Sean Edward, Minister of Youth Development and Sports, who we're happy to have with us today. And we also have at the head table the former President of the SLOC and IOC member, Mr. Richard Peterkin. We've also have a very special individual who we will introduce to you later, Mr. Richard Pelly, who will be here for 1 year, Mr. Ryan Pelly, who will be here for 1 year, doing some work with the region from the Commonwealth Games Federation, and also the President of the St. Lucia Olympic Committee, Mrs. Fortuna Belrose, and we have distinguished member, Mrs. Carol Livo, also with us at our head table. So at this point in time, I'd like to again welcome you, and first of all to introduce to you the President of the St. Lucia Olympic Committee, Mrs. Fortuna Belrose, who will address us.
I want to really express my profound gratitude to the affiliates of the St. Lucia Olympic Committee, and of course, all those persons who has assisted us in making last year a very successful one for the SLOC. Over the last few months, we've spent an inordinate amount of time just trying to assess where we are and what we've done and the level of contribution the St. Lucia Olympic Committee has made towards the development of sports in St. Lucia. And in terms of dollar figures, we do have the numbers in terms of what we've actually given out. And of course, Alfred wants me to announce it this morning, this afternoon, in terms of how much money we've actually pumped into associations this year. And we're hoping that within this year, next year, and of course by 2016, we'll begin to realize some of the benefits in terms of the programming. But in the last 7 months, the St. Lucia Olympic Committee, in terms of programming and activities, has spent over $620,000 working with its affiliates. In terms of development and promotion, we've spent $161,883,000. And in terms of games preparation and participation, we've spent $101,000, making it a grand total of $883,697,000 invested in the programming with the affiliates of the St. Lucia Olympic Committee. Of course, last year was a trying year, but this year we anticipate will be a very busy year for the St. Lucia Olympic Committee. 2014, we have 3 major games registered for us to participate in, and of course we have begun the ball rolling. Ryan is here from the Commonwealth Games Federation, and of course, Ryan, perhaps you can stand for those who have not met you. Ryan is the Regional Development Manager, and Ryan will be working across the Caribbean as well as the Americas, but he's based in St. Lucia for 1 year. And of course, rightfully so, because the Regional Vice President for the Commonwealth Games Federation is here, but more importantly, St. Lucia is a critical target for the Commonwealth Games Federation because we are hosting the Games in 2017. And of course, it's a time for Ryan to really look within us, see if we are really making the strides that are required of us, or is required of us as a country getting ready for the Commonwealth Youth Games in 2017. We also have 3 major events in terms of sporting events this year. We have the Youth Games, the Olympic Youth Games in Nanjing, and that's being held in China. And of course, we have identified, for your information, Miss Monica Dudley. He's going to be the chef de mission for St. Lucia for the Games. Monica, you can stand for those who don't know you. Monica will be going on with our youth team to China for this event. And of course, we expect our team to do well in terms of the performances for the Games. They've been working hard. With the investments have been made, and we're hoping that we can see some level of improvement in their performances at this event. We also have the Commonwealth Games being held in St. Lucia. Commonwealth Games being held in Glasgow. Boy, I'm so excited about this St. Lucia event. The Commonwealth Games being held in Glasgow in 2014, and that's of course in July and August of later this year. And of course, St. Lucia will be participating for the first time with a very large team, because as you know, for the first time too, we have a team qualifying for the event. And of course, netball has qualified. We're looking, of course, to provide the necessary support, and we've teamed up with the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports and the Netball Association to ensure that we do all we can to make sure that our girls are ready to go off to the event. Of course, in terms of our expectations, we have to be realistic. We don't expect them to come first, second, or third, but we expect them to give a good account for themselves, showing off, of course, their country and, of course, the grit and guts of our people in that setting. We also, in line with the Commonwealth Games, will be hosting the Queen's Baton Relay. As you know, the baton symbolizes the commencement of operations for the Games in 2014 in Glasgow. The baton arrives in St. Lucia on the 16th of March, and it will be here until the 19th. And of course, we'll be looking forward to your participation in making sure the program for the baton is a very successful and meaningful one. Moving on to other games, we have the Central American and Caribbean Games, in Veracruz, Mexico. And of course, we have also identified a chef de mission to lead St. Lucia's team in the person of Wayne Burton. I don't see him here this afternoon, but when he comes, is he here? He's at the back somewhere. Mr. Burton? Yes. So Mr. Burton is our chef de mission for that event. I mentioned chef de missions, and I forgot to mention Teddy Matthews, who is the chef de mission for the largest team going out, which would be the Commonwealth Games team in 2014. So Teddy, you can take a bow for serving as our chef. And it's a very tiring job and difficult job, but Teddy has been doing all he can to ensure that he delivers based on the standards we've set for him. Let me just say that the work of the Olympic Committee would not have been possible without the support that we've gotten from the Secretariat, Alfred and Greta. And I always want to say thanks to these two people, because I know how difficult it is to work with volunteers who claim that they're volunteering and giving their time. And, it's hard. And so they are very patient. They try to get it done. And we need to be thankful to them for the work that they have done over the years to keep our organization going. So Alfred and Greta, thank you so much. And of course, And of course, for the one who held the helm for 20 unbroken years, Mr. Richard Peterkin, who served and led the organization and set the standards for the operations of the St. Lucia Olympic Committee. Today, basically, what we want to do, Mr. Peterkin, where are you? Oh, you're right there. What we really want to do, Mr. Peterkin, is say thank you to you for the work that you've done. I don't think we've had an opportunity to really celebrate your 20 years. And so this evening, today, is dedicated to you. And as a token of that, we want to present you a plaque of appreciation. So it basically reads, in recognition of your sterling contribution to the development of the St. Lucia Olympic Committee and sports in St. Lucia.
The government of St. Lucia is extremely supportive of the work of the St. Lucia Olympic Committee. As a ministry, our primary function and responsibility is policy formulation as far as sports development in the country is concerned. But we've come to realize that we cannot, on our own, deliver to the sportsmen of this country what they need in order to excel and become the world champions that we've been craving, that we've been longing for years. And so, as much as possible, we try to partner with agencies and groups that share our mandate. We work collaboratively with the national sports federations, we work with schools, we work with other government agencies, and I must tell you, it is extremely important for us to stay close to the St. Lucia Olympic Committee for a number of reasons, chief of which, of course, is that this is one of the entities in our country which has a very solid financial base, if I should say so. And as we speak, the government is under pressure to find resources to deliver to sportsmen and sportswomen in the country. I am on record as stating that as long as I'm going to be in the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, it will always be a priority to ensure that we provide quality infrastructure for the sportsmen and women of this country, irrespective of the discipline.